The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Well, hello. Welcome to Spindle City Straight Talk. I'm Chip.
And I'm CJ.
And it is Monday in the Riv, and off we go with the COVID report, I guess.
The COVID report. How nice. Okay. I can read these better here. The state numbers was 108,380 cases. State deaths is 8,310 cases. Bristol County cases is 8,882. Fall River has 1,736 cases, and we're still at 114 deaths. We went up 6 cases yesterday. So that's the totals. It's interesting because this was an odd weekend for the mayor because he published the numbers like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was kind of like surprised.
What, are those the same numbers that were in the flush? I know you ended the flush.
Yes, those are the same numbers that were in the flush.
Okay. So if you read the flush, they're the same numbers. I don't have to flush up. I've got another thing up here about something that we'll cover later. So again, COVID. I guess Florida has now taken the crown as the hottest spot in the biggest hot spot in the United States. I just saw that on the news a few minutes ago. I guess Florida, with its beaches and its bunch of college kids that go down there and run around, and nobody pays attention to any kind of safety precautions, and then they're going to blame everything except the fact that people are idiots. So that's one of the problems that we have. Now we're going to blame Trump, the wind, the fact that the sun is shining, it's too hot, everything but the fact that the majority of problems we're having with this spread is the fact that people won't attempt to follow the directions that have been proven in Europe and here, that if you social distance and stuff and you do wash your hands and do the things you need to do and wear a mask, that I mean, you can't eliminate anything, but we would be doing a lot better if people paid attention. But then again, these are the same people that are always walking in the opposite direction in the supermarket, or want to, fight with people, when you tell them to wear a mask, or like the Rhode Island ice cream place that had to close up because his health was getting basically verbally and almost physically accosted by customers when they told them that they had to wear a mask. So, hey, go figure, right? People are for the most part are just totally inconsiderate to other people when it's convenient for them.
Well, I've been watching a lot of videos that people are posting of their vacations or their time, and I've been watching a few people who are in Florida, currently in Florida, and several videos were posted of huge parties by pools on the beach, no masks, no nothing. This is why the virus is spreading. And these are young people. These are people in their early 20s. And a report just came out today of children now showing up with the virus, under 17. So this is going to change the way we look at this, including with schools trying to reopen. So it should be interesting to see how the school department handles this virus now. And again, as I went like this, CJ was right again. It just amazes me how they don't listen to people who have some logical and common sense ideas, because they're logical, and God forbid we do something logical.
Yeah, and it will interfere with their ability to be a hedonist. So, and that's one of the problems, CJ. I think you just hit a really important fact. that most of this is coming from the younger people, and the reason is that the younger people don't care because most of them can get this and be virtually asymptomatic. They're not going to get really sick from this. They might get the remnants of like a little cold, but they're going to go spread it all over the people who get really sick from the disease. And that's one of the problems, that they don't care, because they told these idiots that they don't, normally young people don't have much of a problem with the COVID. So they said, okay, I'm going to get a little sniffle or a little sore throat, and I'm going to body like a rock star. And that's what they do. And the hell with everybody else they infect. Who cares? It's not me. And that's the attitude they have. And you wonder why we've got the situation we have throughout this country about people just totally ignoring every law and everything. And so that's the way it is. They just don't care. And it's sad. But that segues into laws. And I have to say, in your flush, you covered it. And people all say we're always beating up the politicians, and we do, because they deserve it a lot. But we also give credit where credit is due. And I have to give a tremendous pat on the back to Paul Schmidt, Alan Silver, and Carol Fiola for voting nay on that bill to basically disembowel the police departments. They voted for your public safety. They voted for your safety. And congratulations. So you can say it, you heard it. We said it. I'm saying it. And
No, I agree.
DJ said it in the weekend flush. So, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate it as a former public safety person, and for the police, who I thank every time I see them. This is absolutely outrageous what's being done to police. And look, are they bad police? Yeah, and there are bad carpenters and bad plumbers and bad firefighters and bad DPW people and bad people who work in Walmart. And do we need to make sure that we ensure that and I'll tell you, police and they're concerned about professional standards too. You don't see the police saying that they're perfect. You don't see anybody saying they're perfect. But the problem is to throw out the baby with the bathwater. And you know what disturbs me most of all about all this? It's the people who are advocating this. All these reps up there. Find out where they're from. They're from Wellesley, where they have virtually, or Newton, or places where they have virtually no crime. They're all rich. They have virtually no crime. And now, as I said, the cure to their problem is easy. Send them down Fall River. Let's stick them in a 3-decker in one of the worst neighborhoods in Fall River for about 6 months. Let them walk out on the street, trip over a junkie, get shot by a drug dealer, and see how long they want to defund the police. Because I'm sure they will have a completely different attitude. And that is, therein lies the problem. The Nancy Pelosi's, who live if you get within 100 yards of her house, they deploy SWAT teams. The Seattle City Council had spent $63,000 on their own personal security. And the mayor, whose address wasn't even released, and as soon as they got on her doorstep, she cleaned up shop. This is the problem we have in this country. They live in a different world. The rich live in a different world. All the Hollywood actors and actresses that want to get rid of police. This is what, look what happens in Chicago. 59 people this weekend shot. I believe it was 50 something. But over 50 people shot over the weekend in Chicago. I don't know how many deaths. But this is the problem that we have. We have people who don't live in these areas where you need police, where police are vital for the safety of people. And they're going to do this. It's just outrageous. And congratulations to our delegation. And thank you for protecting helping protect.
Well, I said it this weekend in the weekend flush, you know, and you said it very well here. When something's done right, we give you accolades. When something's done wrong, we let you know about it. But now that we're talking about crime a little bit, the city council is having a city council committee on finance meeting on Tuesday, tomorrow, at 6 p.m. Again, due to the COVID-19 essential services advisory, the meeting is closed to the public. Meetings will be available for viewing at https://frgtv.fredtv.us and on channel 18. Agenda, first item is citizens input. Again, you must email it to city_council@fallriverma.org by 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then executive session, pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20B. So let me read this. 30A, Section 20B. Except in an emergency, in addition to any notice otherwise required by law, a public body shall post notice of every meeting at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Why they put that in there, I still don't know, but they did.
Because they did have the executive session on the
Because
agenda.
they could, I guess. And in Section 21, they failed to list a subsection, and they should have put Section 21, sub 4, which is to discuss the deployment of security personnel or devices or strategies with respect thereto. Because the meeting is to discuss a plan to address the increase in violent crimes and the financial aspects of the police department with the chief of police and the mayor. So there you go. We're going to talk about the crime in Fall River. Now, you don't already know about it, but
in secret.
Imagine that.
And in secret. But as you
said, this is a secret meeting.
But
why is it a secret meeting? Because we might expose how the police are going to fight crime in Fall River, and the criminals will then leave the city. Oh, no, not that. Also, we can't discuss how much money is going to be spent. Now, here's the issue I have, and I had this conversation with the city council this weekend. Once this goes into executive session, the city council must review it. I believe it's every 90 days. Now, they went to executive session one other time. That was when they were obtaining an attorney in their lawsuit against Jason Correa. I don't believe they've even reviewed that executive session meeting yet. And it's been well over 90 days. So that's an open meeting law violation any way you look at it. But they'll have to review it every 30 or 90 days to decide whether or not it still needs to be kept secret. And if they decide it's kept secret, they put it off until the next 30 or 90 days. But they'll never make it public because they'll always say that that's the police strategy and therefore we can't talk about it. So when it comes to budget time, which we're in budget time now, in case people didn't realize that, although there's no budget, we can't talk about the police department budget because it's been made secret by this executive session. So now they can spend as much money as they want and nobody can say anything about it because guess what? There's no budget.
Well, there's a budget every month now, and that's the problem. And also, as you said, CJ, I know you talked about this actually in the weekend flush. I read this flush. But the way, we all know about their wonderful rules of order. It is not real rules. What's a political thing? But the fact is that statutorily, if you watch the retirement board meetings, when we go to executive session, it's on the agenda. But even though it's on the agenda, there is a motion to go to executive session. There's a vote, and there's also the subsection which gives the reasons that you have to go into executive session is read. It is articulated at the meeting. So let's see if it's articulated at this meeting. As you said, you cited the subsection. Well, let's see if they just do like they always do, debate undebatable motions, don't debate motions that should be debated, and do whatever the hell they want. Because we all know that nobody cares about parliamentary procedure in that chamber, only when they want to. You know, they take illegal motions to reconsider, and it's let's hope that they do it right, because technically, you know, they can go into executive session, and there are reasons, and you have to read that, and we do that at every meeting we have with the retirement board, which nearly, I'd say 99% of the time, we go into executive session, and because it has to deal with personnel issues, health issues. You know the thing. You know this.
There's 10 reasons.
Yeah, and we read it. We have the chairman read it, and but look, we've got crime in the city. We know that. But the only good thing out of this whole scenario is kind of ties everything in. That actually it looks like, you know, people, isn't it ironic that people in cities that have a lot of crime support the police for the most part? Even in Chicago, then, you know, even that mayor who's like, she's from Bizarro, even she now is looking for help from the feds, because, you know, Chicago's out of control. 59 shootings over the weekend. But people who live in high crime areas want police. They don't want to defund police. Only throwbacks to the yuppie culture and the hippie culture. In Portland, 60th straight day of rioting in Portland, and they're going to blame everything but their own inaction, government inaction for this. And, you know, people get an extra $600 for staying at home, so now they can go out at night, riot, and sleep all day. But that's the way we've got it. But you know, talking about transparency and like you said, hopefully the police budget should be discussed. I mean, strategies and stuff like that should not be discussed. Obviously, those are subject to, you know, what professional police officers do. And I believe in the flush you also said that law provides for a commission, and nobody with any law enforcement background is on the commission.
Correct.
So it would be like having a bunch of civilians who know absolutely nothing about firefighting review the behavior, you know, the tactical and strategic decisions made by professional fire chiefs. So what do you know about fighting a fire? What do you know about the fundamental strategy? Nothing. So this is all politics. But I got a text over the weekend, and I think you should know about it. I'm sure you know about it. It said, what do you think of the 473 gift bags with fleece blankets, Durfee Class of 220, face masks, T-shirts, gift cards, every graduate? I don't see it. That's never been done before. I don't know. I don't think any school in the area gives out presents because they come out of the budget. And it goes on, and, you know, talking about, you know, jobs, which we all have concerns about. And I'm not sure. Did you hear what, you know, they give out, like, it's like going to the fashion runway to model the new dresses, and you give out swag bags. So are you aware of this? Because, see, as you said, we don't get a lot of information. You know, there's not a lot of transparency here. A lot of things happen, and you just talked about a few earlier, and we don't have full information. I think we were supposed to get a lot of transparency with this administration, but stuff like this, I don't think it was publicized. I didn't hear about it till I got this text, but maybe
I haven't heard a thing about it either. But we've heard everything else that the mayor wanted us to know about, like his census weekend, you know. Yeah. And I asked questions, and one of the questions I asked was our CDA money used? Well, guess what? Over the weekend, after the weekend flush came out, we found out from phone calls right away saying that the mayor had told them, or the mayor's assistant told them, that CDA money was not used. Was not used. Let's make that clear. So that's okay. According to them, a census grant was used for everything. All right. I'm going to get a copy of that census grant because I want to see what they could use that money for. Because I don't think a census grant is going to be used and be able to be paid for a movie, especially a movie with limited admission. That's a waste of money. People are all happy because they thought, oh, that's great. It's something to do, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? It's taxpayer money. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars. It is not the city's job to entertain the people. It is the city's job to provide essential services, not entertainment. And that's what the people don't understand. And they don't want to understand. It's not the job of the city to entertain you. So get over it.
Yeah, well, you're right. But the thing is, as I said, they hear what they want to hear and disregard the rest. But grants are given out for specific reasons. Grants have, there's a specificity in a grant about what it's supposed to be used for. It's not like, here, CJ, here's $100 grand. Do whatever the hell you want with it. I don't care. If you want to go out and buy $100,000 worth of scratch tickets, go ahead. If I give you a grant, it's going to be $100,000 for specific reasons, as I said. But look, this city has a history of using money for what it wasn't designated for. What's happened to the millions upon millions of dollars that I documented and sent every city councilor? Well over $50 million that has been saved and accumulated through healthcare, but they divert that money and use it for other things. Now, that may or may not be legal. It's not fiscally prudent. It's not fiduciarily responsible. But maybe they can take all the money so the employees can have $6 million in their bank, and they have nothing in their bank because they blow all their money. See, if you ran your budget that way, you'd be bankrupt. You'd be broke. And then we wonder why we run deficits and we can't find money and then moving it around all the time. But here's another example. Why did we need to use census money? Remember in the last election, they said we had beaucoup money. Actually, we had $8 million. We had an $8 million surplus. We had money up. Now it's the shortfall. Now we're getting census money. But, that census money is there for a reason. And look up the grant and let's see what it's used for. You articulated it very well in the weekend flush. That's why you guys, if you don't read the weekend flush, read it because it contains a lot of information.
Well, you're talking about stabilization. Jean St. Pierre got some numbers from Mary Sahadi, and
good for him.
These are how they read. On January 31st of 2020, we had 9,328,482.55, and that was after a deposit of $13,806.59 for interest. This is in an interest-bearing money market account. On 2/28, we received $12,488.95 in interest, bringing us up to $9,340,971.50. On 3/18/2020, a withdrawal was processed for $1,870,294 even. Remember, that was for the school department and the health account, leaving a total balance of $7,470,677.50. And that $1 million that went to the school department was to bring us up to net school spending for 2018, I believe it was. 4/30/2020. Now, remember the amounts of money that were in there before the withdrawal in interest. On 3/31, the interest was $360,090.94, leaving a balance of $7,481,038.44. That was, now remember, that was $10,000 interest. On 4/30, the interest went down to $5,743. How can there be such a huge difference? And then between April and May, the interest went down to $4,101.37. Again, another $1,000 disappeared. Unless they're paying penalties for the withdrawal, I don't see how $1 million withdrawal changed the interest payment that much.
Well, you're right. But secondly, again, here we go with the figures. This is why we need a forensic audit. Isn't it amazing that we had right to the penny how much money we had in the bank, how much interest we got to the bank, and all of a sudden there's a giant gap. As we said, $4.7 million gap for one thing and another thing. As she said, some of that withdrawal was for the health care. Now, as she so eloquently put it, the health care just isn't the health care. It includes other things. So this is where we need specificity. This is where I want to see the line item. I want to see everything. This is why we need a forensic audit. Because remember, all the numbers that she gives are the numbers that she created, or, to quote one of her business partners, recreated or reconciled. We don't know about the accuracy of these numbers. All I know is the last time that we checked into the numbers of this city, the treasurer, the auditor, and Bruce Haynes said they had no idea where money transfers were coming from or going to, and that the numbers were recreations and reconciliations. This is the reason that we need a full forensic audit, not an audit by Susan Bump of the numbers that they send them, accepting that their numbers are accurate. We need proof for all these expenditures. This is my problem. They continue to say, well, we can explain it. No, you can't explain it if what you're explaining is BS. Show me a bill. If I tell you, CJ, you told me you spent $100,000 on repairing your house. Okay. But now if you try to get something back for that money from your insurance company, you have to produce bills. You just can't say, well, we spent $100,000. We spent $1 million here. We spent $1 million there. We got this much in interest, that much. How many accounts do we have? I want to know how many accounts do we have. When we did the thing in 90, they had 24 accounts just for healthcare. I want to know how many accounts. I've asked all these questions, not once, not twice, but literally hundreds of times, without an answer. They will not sit in a room with me and answer these questions. I tried. I met with the mayor and his chief of staff and Madeline Coelho. I put it in writing. Put it in writing in 2016. I put it in writing in 1990. I put it in writing a million times. You don't get any answers. This is why you need a full forensic audit. She can come up with all the numbers she wants. Do I believe them? No. I do not believe them. Because I have the history, and I'm not canceling it. I'm not from the cancel culture. I learned from history. I learned that in 90, when we found out that they had money, that they misappropriated, that they backdated checks, and then they said to the arbitrator, we're going to fix this. This stuff will never happen again. 3 or 4 years later, they had 5 accounts that were dormant. Then they had more money. They have a history of doing this. And you know something? I know we're running out of time. So kudos to the police department. Kudos to our representatives. Stay cool. Drink a lot of water. And stay angry.
Well, that's the end of our show. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please continue to watch us. We'll see you on Wednesday. Be safe. Stay cool today. Cooling centers have been opened at Government Center. And stay angry. Have a great day.